What's up?
Yo.
How we doing, everybody? Welcome to the Friday edition of Barn Burner here in the Tower Chrysler Studios, and for the first time ever,
Look at this.
in Barn Burner history, the buddies are all together.
The Rhettster. Look at we got him on Scotsman Hill reporting in front of the Saddle Dome.
Look at this.
Bloody bright in here. I got to wear shades.
I know,
for
right?
Christ's sakes.
Yeah, I know. That's people will say you're a diva and what the hell are you doing?
Oh, yeah.
What's wrong with this guy? But you know,
Kind of an
It looks good.
egomaniac, wears sunglasses.
it looks good. It looks good. Well, here we are, Tower Chrysler Studios, the number one Tower Chrysler dealer in all of Calgary.
Not even close.
You can go to a bunch of others. I'm sure there's a bunch of other ones, but only the one is the number one Tower Chrysler dealer in town. There's Pinder. I am Boomer, and that is the Rhettster, who has made his way back to the city of Calgary.
Ooh-wee.
How was travel day yesterday?
Oh, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah,
Not good, eh?
yeah.
It actually, the travel was fine, but I'm so stupid. I've done it on purpose, as you know, for long flights from Hawaii, where I'll book myself 2 seats. But apparently I booked 2 seats for the flight yesterday. Not on purpose.
I see.
And then I said, well, can I get reimbursed? They said, well, you really can't because we're inside 24 hours. I said, okay, well, that's fine. I'll just have an extra seat beside me. And they're like, well, no, we can't give you that either. I'm like, oh.
Huh.
So you
I
can't
just-
have-
I
So you can't
donated.
have the seat.
Yep.
But they can't give you your money back that you paid for the seat. Now, was this because the one story that we had was it was a classic? You and I were going to Fort St. John, was it?
Yes.
We were going to Fort St. John to do
stomping grounds, yeah.
an event. We had a speaking event up there at a sportsman's dinner, and you handled the flights and booked us a couple flights to Fort McMurray.
I got this, Boom. I got the flights.
Yeah.
Wrong Fort.
I'll
Right
don't worry,
province, almost.
I'll put it in.
It's north. You go north, and there's a whole
Yeah.
bunch of forts up there, I guess.
Yeah.
Right industry.
Now, luckily, I think we were outside of that 24-hour window, so we were able to make some
Yeah.
adjustments, and we got to where we needed to go.
And to be fair, if you went to St. John instead of Fort St. John, it could have been much worse.
or
I mean,
St. John's.
That's
So
fair
much
enough. I mean,
freaking
that would be a
confusion,
nightmare.
yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to ever go to Fort Mac? Like, what's wrong with Fort Mac?
I have no problem
It'd
with
be
Fort
great.
Mac.
I'm
No
not sure
problem. Just when you're supposed to be in Fort St. John, that's the
Ah,
issue.
yeah,
No,
it's
nothing
kinda
against Fort
shitty.
Mac.
Got your cab.
Yeah, T's and P's. So you, but did you? Are you out some cash? Did you have to end up?
Apparently so.
Okay.
Apparently
Oh,
so.
dear.
Well, and then because the reason I had 2 flights booked for me was because I thought one of the flights was supposed to be under my kid's name, blah blah blah. So when we tried to check in the day before the flight, we're like, can't find, where's this kid's reservation? Like it's
Yeah.
So we called and they're like, no, we don't have him. He's not booked on this flight. Nope. Oh, okay. So then I had to buy a ticket day before. So that's
little more
that's
pricey
cheesy.
usually.
Yeah.
What does that run a guy? The Hamilton to Calgary milk run.
I think it's more is what it would cost the day of. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You know what though? We were saying before, can common sense not come in at some point? It's, well, here's Rhett Warner with 2 flights, and here's his son with 0 flights.
no, common sense. Is
Maybe common sense would tell you.
No, it's eluding society. It
I
has
see,
for
yeah.
years. We can't bother ourselves with common sense.
Not so common, they say.
No,
So when's the last time you were on Canadian soil?
no. I went to Toronto a couple weeks ago,
Right,
right
yeah,
after
Private
I got
jet?
my-
Yeah.
What was that, the 15-minute flight?
Yeah,
Fancy
15-minute
boy.
flight and 2 hours to get through customs, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh, no way.
No, it wasn't that bad.
Well, that's you did Billy Bishop, right? The little downtown airport.
No, they didn't. They took the big jet. You had to land at Pearson.
That's so dumb.
No, because what happened was it was a bunch of Sabre sponsors, and most of them were bankers and insurance people.
Yeah.
Well, that was the day that SVB bank collapsed.
Oh, yeah.
So half 2/3 of the people that were going to go on the trip were like,
Can't go.
we're out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So they would have had enough people to go on a big plane, but there was about 20 people on that big jumbo jet.
Lol.
You'd have loved it.
Oh, it's great.
All that
Extra
legroom.
seats. Didn't even have to pay for them.
Just see how much food I got.
Jesus.
So-
Or they have Canadian salmon and some sort of beef.
Oh, I
he was
did have
tweeting
some
the menu from
Yeah.
the suite.
I
It
was
good.
I was like at first because they only had like a few little small appetizers in the suite, and it went on forever. And I'm like, these cheap bastards aren't even gonna put food in the suite. We're just gonna get some hummus and chips and carrots and shit. And then all of a sudden it came out, and then it kept coming. Like every period they brought in a new hot dish. I'm like, okay.
He's one of
They're
my
not
favorite
cheaping.
animals on the planet because I wish I could be there just to watch because everybody else would be mingling and he'd be doing the old shoulder check looking for the food trays. Not yet. Okay.
Just chatting up with staff. Hey, Cynthia, when do we got the meals coming up? We got food, right? What's the food store here? What's the store? When's
Drop
it coming
the
up?
puck right away. There's no fucking food. In
You
here.
could sell tickets to watch this man eat. We've talked about it before. I remember we went to one of our favorite wing joints in all of town like 5 years ago, and I'd never seen it before. It would be like SeaWorld. You could sell tickets, get stadium seating, and understand that if you're in the first 3 rows, you're in a certain amount of danger and having to launder your clothes afterwards.
Well, yeah, our buddy Bob.
In the
Remember,
splash zone.
he bought lunch for us
That's right.
to watch Rhett eat.
He's like,
do
I've heard
you think
about
it's okay if I get wings and the burger? Yeah, you can do whatever you'd
this.
like.
And then he quietly asked for a second burger.
And then
No
he just
fries.
kind of and then he just kind of sat there and watched Rhett do his thing.
That place is done, by the way.
Well,
is
that's
done,
what the
yeah.
boom. That's crazy. They
I
were
know.
good. That was a good job.
Lots of it's restaurant business, lots of turnover, lots of
Yeah,
hot new
it's
sexy places you got to keep up with.
That place I thought they'd made it. You know, they've been
That was
there
a good
for a long
run.
time. Good
Yeah.
location.
Was that 15 years?
Word of mouth. Good word of mouth. So when last night you sleep in your own bed? When's the last time you slept in?
August 17th.
Yeah.
The
And I
night of the
believe,
17th.
because you would have made that decision to leave about August 16th, and then you left it a couple
That's
days
right.
later, and your fridge
I'll
was
tell
full.
you a crazy story that it's a bit of a tearjerker. Well, it's not, but
Right.
it could be. So when I was in Buffalo, there's a little girl by the name of Carly Caton, Collard, because her mother passed away with cancer. And shortly thereafter, her father passed away from cancer within a year. So she lost both parents. Shortly thereafter, this poor girl, I think she was 8 at the time, 8 or 9, got brain cancer.
Ugh.
So she was in the hospital in Buffalo, and I stopped in and met her. And, you went in and did the tour at the Children's Hospital in Buffalo. Anyway, her uncle, adopted dad, he phoned me that summer and said, listen, Carly wants to raise some money for charity for kids cancer. Would you be a spokesperson to get on board and help us out? I'm like, absolutely. I'd love to. The cancer went into remission and she was doing pretty good. We started this charity called Carly's Club, which I've probably mentioned on the various shows we've done before. The cancer came back. She went through a major round of treatment again. She was doing all right for a while, and then it came back again, and the doctor said, this is not good. And eventually she succumbed. August 16th, the day we decided to go to Buffalo, was it has to be more than 10 years. It was the anniversary of her death. So it was kind of, and her uncle, who I stayed in touch with, become friends with, and hang out with in Buffalo a fair bit. He's like, that's Carly telling you to go back to Buffalo for a while.
Yeah,
It's
there it
just,
is.
yeah. Anyway, that's, I don't want to have a Debbie Downer kind of moment, but it was kind of, I didn't at the time think about it, but her uncle was like, well, it's
a sign.
Yeah. Anyway.
Kids are inspiring, man. Kids are inspiring. That's shitty.
I'll follow that up with some Friday content.
Well, that's all right. That's all right.
We don't have to be down in the dumps. She was a great kid, and she did a lot of good. The best part about the story, sad that that charity in Buffalo, and actually and nationally in the States, is huge.
Really?
It's massive.
So what's the impact she's left?
She has made such a huge impact. Massive, massive charity.
Amazing.
Like, remember I took that picture with Gronk?
Yeah.
That was her charity. That charity. that we
Nice,
started.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome, right?
That's the most jealous Dean's ever been of you. Never mind the pay stubs, the charters, 5-star hotels,
That's not so much
partying. It
jealous
was
of
like
Rhett.
meeting Gronk. That's Dean's hero.
I don't need to meet him. I just want to be him.
Well, yeah,
That's
that's
the
not gonna
whole
happen.
thing.
You might be able to meet him.
Like I don't know that I
Got
need
a
to have
better
a
chance of meeting.
Yeah, I'm not really that interested to meet him. I just think he's won the lottery of life. One of the best at his position.
Look at this.
Look at
idiot.
him. Yeah.
His butt's hanging out. Jesus.
The whole stuff. He never spent a dime of his
Paychecks.
Of his paychecks. He's only lived off
He's
endorsements.
got some like party bus company or something.
Like that's what he's doing today.
I remember early in his career, the Patriots had to give him a talking to because adult stars were climbing in his DMs. He's like, yeah, let's hang out for sure. And they're like, yo, just take this offline. He's living the dream.
Well, it's good to have you back. It's good to see you.
Well, it's nice to be here. It's quite the digs you guys got here.
Is it what you expected?
Well, it's a little messier. I thought it would be a little tighter.
Yeah,
but
Prince is fucking shirking his cleanup duties.
It's a great spot.
Jesus.
Great spot. A lot of cords. I've already stepped on some cords. I've shut off some things, not on purpose.
That's all right.
Stumble around. If I open that bottle of booze over there, the things will quickly unravel. I can see that happen.
It'll be flying everywhere.
So
you've got the sunglasses on today. You're seeing now, right? It's the friggin' lights.
So bright.
Yeah, so bright. I wondered if you were going to have like glasses and a mustache and a fake nose as your disguise for being back in town after shit talking the Flames like you have been all season.
Yeah, I've taken some hard shots at them and they've deserved it. So
he's turned them around. Let's give him some credit.
7 games, just 7. Come on,
that's it.
Just do
it's
7.
A bloody 7-game series. It can't be that hard, fellas. Let's go.
Yeah, they're gonna need to win more than 4. That's the bad news. 4 wins a 7-game
I don't know
series.
if that's true. The way Winnipeg's playing, it might get you there.
So as soon as tonight, they could be in control of their own fate. Nashville helped out last night, losing to Pittsburgh. Winnipeg hosts Detroit tonight. It's the first of 5 in a row at home for the Jets. And Detroit played last night, back to back, but beat Carolina. Wings have been a tough out of late. So if you get a Detroit result and the Flames can take care of their own business, you've got a game left against Winnipeg. You'd be even on points. There's destiny. Control it yourself.
Now, that said,
a lot of ifs there, but yeah.
The Canucks have also been a tough out. They are 3-0-1 in their last 4, 5-1-1 in 7. What's going on? Is it just the pressure of...
I think if you look at a bunch of those teams like Detroit, they were in.
Phoenix went on a heater for a bit.
San Jose beat the Flames. But I mean, I think there are teams, and it happens almost every year, where the teams that are out of it, they start playing loose, and the teams that are tight pucker up and they get behind in a game and they can't squeeze it too much.
Yeah, 100%. And it's like we always want to put stock in these parts of the season, but it's futile. So the Canucks fans are talking to us, man, if they just started the season with Rick Tocchet, he's on this like 107-point pace. And like, yeah, but who'd you start the season with? They're like, oh, Boudreau. And it's like, yeah, and he played at 100-fucking-point pace when he came in and replaced the coach last year. Like, it's the exact same shit. It's not the same. You cannot replicate the brains of teams in a playoff spot with guys that are 5th from the bottom. They're out of it. They're playing loose. Yes. Congrats. They're more organized. They've been playing better under Tocchet. It doesn't mean shit.
No, it's at the start of the year when there's 82 left and you don't have your vacation booked, is a little tougher to get through than, hey, I got 6 or 7 left here and the trip to Cabo's booked. We're going to have a hell of a time. Let's go.
Let's go have some fun. And it's not like they won't be good next year. They could be, but remember, the coach they fired this year was on a heater the first 40 games he had last year, just like Tocchet.
Wasn't Frank earlier this week? He was saying that one of the traps that you can fall into at this time of year is seeing how if you're playing well at this time and thinking, well, it's just going to carry over. Naturally, this is going to carry over for next year.
Yeah.
And it very rarely ever does.
Remember when Joe Colburn got to 19 goals? He got bumped
3
up to
against Vegas in the final game or something.
Well, no, that was Jankowski had a 4-goal game in the last game against Vegas. But Colburn got on that heater, and he was bumped to the top line the final third of the year, and every 4th shot went in. Like, it didn't take a statistical genius to understand what was happening. Ovechkin, if he scored every 4 shot, would have 100 goals. Like, it was unsustainable. He was hot. They were loose. Pressure was down. They're probably seeing backup goalies. It's the Flames are missing the playoffs this year. Joe Colburn's not a 20-goal guy. He flirted with it one year because he got in a heater and it didn't matter. So if you put all that stock, Joe's going to be back next year. He's going to score 20. Like, how let down were you?
Yeah.
You know, Spencer Fu, Akeem Alou. We've seen all kinds of guys look good when low-pressure environments down the stretch.
I had my best game ever was last game in Montreal. We were out of the playoffs. I was carrying the puck up the ice. I did a spinner. I remember it because everyone was laughing at me. I did a spinorama at like our blue line, last guy back, and I beat the guy. They're like, what the...
Denny Savard back there.
You're loose. It's awesome.
Well, and again, what do you have to lose at that point? The season's done. You're playing out the stretch. You may as well have fun. Take some chances. Who cares?
But that's the shitty's not the word, but that's the awkward part where, so when I came in the league, the Penguins were really good. And they had Mario and Yogs and Francis and a list of Hall of Famers. And they were loose, always. They'd go out for pregame morning skates. They didn't put their equipment on. And they didn't have a structured skate, and they didn't work out, and they played loose all year, and they were good. Now, they had the talent to do that. My point is the squeeze that everyone seems to have to put on to produce might be contradictory to the way that you should do things.
Totally.
How about we play loose and have fun and enjoy this journey and just live it up like guys, not live it up, but have fun going to the rink and just make it fun? you see what happens at the end of the year. Teams have success with it. I think there needs to be more of that spread out through the year for these teams.
It's like watching Tampa the last 5 years.
Yeah.
It's like if they lose 5 in a row in October, I don't give a shit. I'm sorry. Like John Cooper got mad a month ago.
Whatever.
They're a good team.
Yeah.
And like Boston, they look loose. They don't look like they're tight.
But it helps when you have that skill, because I was
Oh,
thinking the
yeah.
same thing. It's
Yeah.
like, did Brett Hull ever play a stressful game in his life? I don't think so, right?
Yeah.
But he had the gift of being one of the most pure goal scorers the game's ever seen. And yeah, I would think for like Tampa, we don't need to stress about it because we're pretty fucking good.
Yeah, you got rings, and
We
you
can-
know what, there's a lot of teams asking themselves, do we have what it takes to crank it up another notch come April 19 when the playoffs start? Like New Jersey's won. They've had a great regular season, but it's like, hey, they've never done that before. That's a brand new stage for them. There's a lot of other teams. Seattle's going to be in their first postseason. You're like, I don't know. Like Tampa doesn't have questions. They know exactly what they're looking at. Even the Leafs having a great year have to face that, fuck, here we go again. And whether it's a huge thing in the back of their mind or front and center, Tampa doesn't have that.
Whether it's a thing that we see
Yeah.
or that the Leafs actually feel could be completely different. I don't know if in that room Mark Giordano's worrying about it. I think they worry.
I don't think Ryan O'Reilly's worrying about it. But
I think they worry about advancing because they want to advance because
yeah.
they want to win a Stanley Cup. But I don't know if they're going, oh my God, we haven't won for 7 years.
Yeah.
We're in,
I feel like the
stress.
media is more stressed about it
Yes.
than anybody else.
Yeah, I think there's probably a legacy piece for Marner and Matthews and Nylander and Tavares because they haven't got through round one. But I also think they understand they're stronger for having been through all that. I think they're less worried about it happening again, more so being like, okay, we've learned from that. And also, by the way, there's some pretty good teams. Like we didn't get rolled by an 8 seed.
And I feel like for-
fucking cup finalists and winners that you've lost to.
Like I feel similarly for those guys. I think for Matthews and Marner, we need to get through round one. But then if they lose in round two, I don't think they're going to be summering thinking, oh man, that was great.
Phew, if they did
no,
it.
no, no.
Whereas for the media, I think it's like, well, now we can stop talking about this first round. Honestly, I just watched that whole thing, how it unfolds there. And there's so much stress about round one.
It's the you know what it's like? It's like that stupid Anaheim record that the Flames had.
Yeah.
Do you think the players were going into Anaheim going, I can't believe we lost 24 in a row?
I don't know what I was 14 when that was happening.
Yeah,
I don't know
the
why
media
you're
is
asking.
reminding of it. They don't have a fucking clue,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Well, I wanted to show something here. I saw this photo yesterday, and it struck me because the Flames get on the jet yesterday. So there's Matthew Coronado on the right, going on a road trip. Exciting, right? That's Dylan Dubé. Are those two fucking guys brothers?
They got the eyebrows,
Look
the
at
hair.
the eyebrows and the hair.
I need to see Coronado's beard potential, but it looks damn good. I'll tell you that.
I got to sign into my YouTube.
Because we
to see
know.
it on the computer.
What was it? Roy Kent? That's who it is.
It's very Roy Kent.
He's here. He's there. He's fucking everywhere.
But when that popped up, I don't know if you can zoom in on the two faces, but I saw, there's Dubé, and who's the guy on the left? No, wait a minute. That's Dubé on the left. That's Coronado on the right, because you don't even recognize Dubé now, clean shaven.
Right from the draft selection in round one in 2019, you're like, or 2021, I guess it is. You're like, oh yeah, this guy's got the eyebrows to go. He's got the flow going. Like this is going to be a follically sensational human. And Dubes is that too, right?
He's got to be able to. This Coronado, he's got to be able to grow a beard, because you can see.
I was just saying, this 5 o'clock shadow's looking good there.
Yeah, it looks good.
That's almost like Rhett mustache level, and he's young. That's a 20-year-old. That's impressive.
How pumped is that kid getting on the charter yesterday?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? You're right, and I don't want to say it's not a big deal. But these college guys, they get treated pretty good.
Yeah, they fly a lot. People don't
Well,
realize
they
that.
fly almost everywhere.
Like I was looking at the Western League series. I think it's Seattle and Kelowna are playing maybe, and it's just like, that's not a short bus ride. And then I saw Medicine Hat's playing Winnipeg. I'm like, that's also not a short bus ride. And you're like, oh yeah, in college we'll fly up to Alaska, fly back, or we'll fly down to Denver, fly home.
Well, even there's that shitty. Well, I'll say it's shitty. They made it to the final 16 there.
Canisius
in Buffalo. Zip over on the plane.
It's not in Buffalo. That's why the Shoveler is so
Shoveler
excited.
went there.
Okay,
Shoveler went there. She's a.
that makes sense.
She's a grad.
Alumni.
Yeah.
Alumnus,
All-star.
as you'd say.
All-star. I don't know. I had heard reports that Coronado walked into the locker room and said, "What's with this dump?" Because I'm guessing
It's just the
Harvard
low-hanging fruit.
probably has a pretty nice locker room.
Everything in Harvard's fucking nice.
Yeah.
The only thing, it might be an older building in Harvard. It's a
Could be,
brick
yeah.
building built in the 1800s with 6
War
renovations.
Memorial.
So it's a big deal. You're back.
It is a big deal.
Schedule's got to be filling up quickly.
I think so. And one of our favorites, and you knew it was coming. You had to know it was coming.
I suspected.
I'd like to take credit, but
don't
I
need to.
can't. I could, I guess. But one of our OGs, Greg Keller at Bonton Meats, he was so what? So when is he? So what is the deal? When is he going to be there? What if I sent this? And what if I sent that? And he's one of the most generous humans I've ever met. And he wanted to celebrate the return of retro.
Who doesn't?
I took a little shot of the spread that we've got. He's well, has Pinder Pinder hasn't had the meat pies, right?
Stunning.
Please.
So yeah, we've got, and you can hit it there, Alex. So in the first box is we've got some wrapped meat pies, which I can't believe, that you've never had.
Well, you know what it is that Greg would always deliver to the studio on big occasions like Rhett's birthday or Rhett's last day before summer or Rhett's last day before Christmas. And it was always because Rhett's favorite is the beef ribs. It'd be that. And then the potato salad is just legendary. It's the folklore part of our show. And then it's like, well, you could do more, but Jesus, that's enough to feed a small country.
So there's the beef ribs.
Oh,
We've got
man.
2 kinds of beef ribs.
Yes.
And then, of course, the legendary, and we've talked about it for years, potato salad, extra bacon, extra creamy.
Calgary legend.
Crushes you.
So there's
that
some
potato salad crushes you.
Warner was like, geez, it's going to put me to sleep. I don't know what I'm going to do here. And he also sent along a bottle of whiskey. So if that doesn't put you to sleep.
There you go.
Now, you have in front of you, Rhett,
Care package.
you have a box, and he wanted to, he's like, I'm going to send one. The rest is for everyone and all to enjoy, but I'm sending one just for Rhett. So we'll go, maybe we can go full screen here. There's the box to Retro.
I'm going to do this.
Slider
Stretch
off.
out.
Good looking hat, Rhett. Wow.
Thanks. Yeah.
Oh.
Wolvie.
Nationgear.ca. Let's go.
So this is courtesy of Bonton Meats, Calgary tradition since 1921. We can't say enough about it. It is the best in the city, no matter where you go.
He's happy. What is it?
I told him I was going to go up and see him, and he said, I think you need to spend some time getting
Yeah.
Look at that.
settled. I'm set.
There's the tomahawks. Got some ribeyes.
So what you have there, Rhett, is I'll give you the details.
Oh,
how about that, right?
Look how
How
happy he is.
about that?
Oh, I'm going to crush it. It's too bad my parents are here because they're going to want something.
Yeah, you're going to have to share.
Yeah, you
Oh,
are going to have to
Wagyu.
share it. So
Wagyu.
you've got their 3 Wagyu tomahawk steaks and 4 Wagyu tenderloin for the bride.
Wagyu tenderloin. My goodness. That's some good eating there. That is the luxury living. Right
That's
there.
beautiful. Thank you, Mr. Keller.
Isn't that
I
unbelievable?
appreciate it. You can't imagine how excited I am for some Alberta beef.
Yes, sir.
So if you have a big moment in your life, you can give yourself the Rhett treatment at 28 Crowfoot Circle Northwest. Say hi to Greg, right? Like if you're having it's a big moment, look at
Do
this.
it.
You could do this
Do
all
it,
yourself.
Do it right.
You could replicate this moment.
And I just sent Alex a photo, and he'll get it up. And I showed it before, and I showed it just to kind of make him jealous when he was still back there. Because Greg gave us some
Gifted us,
tomahawks.
yeah.
And truly, that was the greatest steak I've ever made
It's not close.
in my life. And I didn't really have to do a whole lot. I just kind of put it on there and let it do its thing and then took it
Heated
off.
it up.
Just keep an eye on it. Don't let it catch on fire. And, just keep an eye on the friggin' thing.
Use something other than a microwave, and you'll
Yeah,
and
that's right.
don't turn it into leather, and you'll enjoy.
Yeah, but my kid, my oldest, he loves steak, and he hadn't seen tomahawks. He said, "What is that thing?" I get ready, dude.
So he's
Get
chewing on
ready.
the bone at the end,
Oh,
probably.
Yeah. And he was. So that was a number of months ago. But I put him on the grill, and I really didn't want to ruin them. So I took them off, and I
careful.
knew they were still very much on the rare side, and then just kind of finished them up
Let him sit.
in the oven.
Oh,
Got them to
yeah.
where we needed them to be, and they were unbelievable. Whether it's beef, pork, chicken, veal, you name it, it is Bonton Meats, Calgary's Consumer Choice Award winner for Best Deli Meat Market, 28 Crowfoot Circle Northwest. And yes, there is a bottle of
Whiskey.
You know what? I opened this. I'm kind of feel maybe like if Princey poured me one, I'd drink it. I don't know.
Princey's giving the palms like
I felt like
"Yeah, you tell me what to do."
maybe if
Maybe
Prince
one, eh?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, boy.
Just one though. What?
You're happy, hey?
Oh, I'm
He
excited.
is. You see
Come
that
on,
smile?
it's all right,
There he
buddy.
goes. There he
Wipe
goes.
that
Oh,
off his
okay.
face.
Yeah.
This is like this is better than any Christmas gift I've ever got.
It's yeah.
Like if the shoveler on my birthday came in and was like, "Here you go," best gift she's ever given me.
You gotta renew your vows right there.
Yeah.
See, the point you make is a good one though. So your parents are here, and you have 3 boys, and
Oh, I
there's
know.
the 2 of you.
Oh no, this is hidden till my parents are leaving on Sunday.
Is that right?
Age it a little more. That's fine, right?
So who's up for some burgers? What do you think, guys? Pizza tonight?
Fish tacos?
Didn't I see you at? No.
We had
It was
a-
a prop. It was just for the show.
We had a family dinner when we broke those out, and I think it's the proudest my father's ever been of me.
Yeah,
Because I worked the barbecue, I supplied the meat,
good.
and it was Wagyu, donk, 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 the big hammers. Like he was just like, right, this is quite a treat. Thank you very much.
And, it's also one of
ginger
those,
for me, Princey.
sure, Princey. People say, "Oh, so is it worth it? Like you go for Wagyu, is it worth it?"
Oh,
It's a treat.
And I haven't had it a bunch, but that if that was the result, then I would say yes. Now you're not doing it.
I don't know that you do
every day
that
of the
5 days a
week.
week. It's a treat, right?
Right,
Now,
but yeah,
maybe if you're hammering caviar and you have a private jet, rip that thing 7 days a week if you want, but it's a treat. It is a very special cut of meat. Whew. You watching pour over there?
Oh,
I am
it's
watching
gonna
him
be
pour.
good.
Yeah, it's a good pour.
Have
Yeah,
it.
just come right there.
Don't worry about it.
It's all
Princey.
good, buddy.
We're-
This is
Thanks, pal.
fantastic.
Dude.
Yes, I'll have one. Yeah,
Thanks,
sure.
Mr. Keller.
These shows are just so
Little
much
apple juice.
easier and better when we're in the same room.
You think? We just got to convince this jerk to move his ass back to Calgary, at least
And
part-time.
funny, the last show we did in the same room together, there was
We're
also
drinking.
liquor involved.
We were talking about that yesterday after we got you off the air, or before maybe, because we went to a lunch place on St. Patrick's Day that they had no green confetti, no hats, no Guinness being poured. And it was clear to a lot of people that were there for lunch and going back to work. We were out for a festive afternoon.
That was a heavy when I fell asleep in the lobby of some stupid
Yes.
office tower.
Well, you know what? We were doing
Started
mornings.
early. It's not your fault.
We were doing mornings. You're very tired.
Yes.
And I think you were into the sauce around 7. So by the time, 1 came around,
Thanks,
oof,
Fritzy. Are you having a
full shift.
boy.
Yeah. Little apple juice.
Good pour. Good pour. It's a Flames game day. Get your helmets on. They're
All
in
right.
Vancouver tonight. The Flames get some help, as you said, on the out-of-town scoreboard. Nashville gets blanked in Pittsburgh against
Yep.
Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh.
So
Thank you. Yeah.
it is a thank you. I don't know what it does to those models, the mathematical.
It hurts
probabilities.
Nashville a lot. It
Yeah.
pumps up Calgary a little bit because Nashville was already deemed a long shot because A, the schedule's really tough, and B, they're missing 4 of their best players.
Yeah.
Forsberg, Duchesne, Johansson, and Yossi remains out still.
And is it
If they had those guys in, I'd be a lot more concerned.
And the
with-
models would like them more, to be
Yeah,
fair.
yeah.
Because they've got a really tough schedule. I look, the only team they play the rest of the season that isn't a playoff team is St. Louis, and they're going pretty good right now with Verana and company. They're playing loose as well. And the opposite's true for the Flames, where they don't have a playoff team left if they're going to make it. They play Nashville once and Winnipeg once, and everyone else has no shot at the playoffs. So it's not everything, but strength of schedule is a big, big gap between Nashville and Calgary.
I'm just looking at what's left in the bottle.
So
The bottle's half gone. You poured
Jesus.
4
What
drinks.
are we doing here?
Fritzy knows what he's doing.
Fritz, fellas.
Boys, we're in one.
Prairie wedding here? What's
But
going on?
what I was going to say, it's not that it's over by any means, but I just thought I was more concerned about Nashville almost than Winnipeg because
The
they had
games
those
are tough,
games
right?
in hand.
Yeah. And they look, give them credit. They won in Boston, but look at the rest of their schedule. They got a lot of tough teams.
But
Like Carolinas of the world, Minnesota, Colorado. Like,
Well,
man, if you go 500 there, that's impressive.
And you're relying on secondary guys, not to be
Tommy fucking Novak.
Yes,
yeah.
right. Like you're filling holes, major holes. If you have your lineup and you have that's tough schedule, you can. That's fine. We're gonna
Yeah.
play the piss out of our big dogs. They're
Yeah.
big guns. They can get the job done. Yossi, one of the best in the game. Like
Yeah.
you don't have that though.
And the
This,
only reason they beat Boston is I think it was 45 of 46 for Saros. Like
Yeah.
he's been unbelievable. And look, he probably wasn't bad last night. He allowed 2. They didn't score 1. But Yossi's the biggest piece there. He's their best player that skates aside from the goalie. And it's been day to day for 2 weeks here. And
what
that's
you
really
said last
crucial.
night is exactly their problem though. They can't score, and all their guys that can score aren't playing.
Yeah. Yossi's offense, Johansson's offense, Duchesne's offense.
with that in mind, why don't we spin it into the injury report
Sure,
for McLeod Law? McLeod Law, of course, injury. they're just the best at what they do for helping out people when it comes to personal injury. You worry about yourself, worry about what you have to deal with at home, and they take the stress off your shoulders. Legal, insurance, medical claims, all of that stuff gets taken care of for you. Extensive experience in this line of work. They understand your needs. They have deep Calgary roots. They are the people you call. Peter Klein, great guy. 403-254-3664. I got 3864.
3864. Your eyes are just dog shit, eh? Holy. There it is. That's the look. Zoom in. Full shot for Dean.
Call Peter Klein, 254-3864. Visit us at
2 sips and he's already
I was going to say, for the record, it was 1 sip, but it feels like 3. Jeez. McLeod-law.com. Follow them on social media at McLeod Law LLP. So let's take a look at the injury report. And that, honestly, that feels like it's as much pertaining to the Flames as to the Nashville Predators in a way. To hear that's a lot of bodies. Well,
and you think about it, the Flames have probably missed about 13 TANF games this year, and that's it. Like, everyone else has been healthy. Wow. They've been really lucky. And it's a team that has had some guys that have had some injury issues in their past, but it's been a quiet silver lining to the season, because you don't talk about injuries that don't happen.
I was just going to say maybe it's a negative because some of those kids would have got more games.
You probably know more about Matthew Phillips if they lost a couple forwards. Right? I agree with that. Yeah. Okay, so Chris Tanev remains out. He's day-to-day, and it's awfully quiet to the point where I wonder how serious this is.
Don't wonder. I think it's serious.
Yeah, and look, it's crunch time. Would I be surprised if they got in and he was able to suit up for the playoffs? No, this guy would play with a limb missing in the postseason, but it's bad enough that in the most important final 10 games of the year, he doesn't have a stall in the locker room right now. And it's, so he's good.
The gears put away is not a good sign.
No, and look, there's extra bodies. They got Coronado
here.
Yeah.
We got
no.
Yeah.
Not ideal.
Michael Stone was skating yesterday. They wheeled him out on the right side of the third pair. So essentially the third pair was 3 guys. It was Gilbert, Stone, and Stetcher rotating through. It's been a while for Stone, but he's the best Michael Stone he can be. If you can bring a guy in cold for 2 months and expect him to play okay, he might be the best at that.
I don't know that you need to. I don't think Gilbert's been that bad. I think Stetcher's been good. I actually think the D has been fine as a group.
I'd agree.
Uyghur's been better.
I'm more concerned about tough 4 minutes for Zadorov than I am about that.
I was just going to say, I have less worry because I agree with you that Stetcher's been okay. It's how many minutes do you have to give Zadorov?
Yeah.
And God forbid there's another one. Because now if there's another injury, then you're in it.
Well, it's Gilbert or Stetcher into the top 4. Yeah.
Well, no. Stetcher probably. I think Stetcher.
He's a good puck mover. Yeah. So that's the Flames side, and of course, we didn't mention Oliver Shillington status quo. Their personal reasons. I mean, this is a conversation point for the summer and next season. At this point, he ain't coming back, fellas. We know that for this year. Vancouver, Oliver Ekman-Larsson done for the year. Vasily Podkolzin day to day, so we'll see on that front. Mikheyev's on IR. He had that issue that it was a hand that they messed up. Pearson, they had to redo the surgery. That was another mix-up. Travis Dermott, they got in from Toronto for a draft pick this summer. He's hurt. Tucker Poolman, they gave that big contract to because Jimbo's going to Jimbo. He's hurt. They're missing lots of bodies. And we'll get to the lines in the Pinder report, but there's some fresh-faced Abbotsford Canucks that are getting a lot of ice for the Canucks because of how dinged up they are.
And this Kuzmenko kid is unbelievable.
So the story was it was Edmonton or Vancouver recruiting him. He's coming over from Russia. Everyone's going to give him the same entry-level contract. It's only going to be 1 year because of his age, and then he's into a new contract. The guy fills the net in the K. He's a good player. Kenny Holland takes him to Joey's in Edmonton in the Ice District, and Francisco Aquilini takes him to one of his high-end restaurants that he owns. And it was the schmoozing went better in Vancouver rather than
He's got 7 points in 4 games, a 4-game point streak coming in tonight.
He's kind of got that Cy Young type looking season where it's a lot of goals.
Pass the puck, right? Is that what you say, Rhett?
Scoring's great. It's the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
But that's a nice pickup.
Kuzmenko, 37 goals and 68 points in 73 games. How's the adapting to the NHL going for you? Just
pretty damn
fine?
good.
Okay, fair enough.
That's a rookie season, fellas. That's tidy.
And this was another one of those things I was throwing out. Hey, did you know?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen what Quinn Hughes is doing this year?
Monster year.
Jesus.
And the
Christ.
defensive side's been excellent under Tocchet. It was not before.
72 points in 70 games.
Point per game D seasons used to be like, oh, we'll never see that again.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's like Makar's doing it. Yossi did it. You had, clearly Erik Karlsson's might have his career year this year in his mid-30s after missing.
Going to get 100? Frick.
Easy.
The game has changed so much. You think about in that perspective, 100-point seasons and these blown leads. There was another either it was a 3-goal lead or there were 3 leads in a game and they were all blown. I don't know what we are seeing. You've talked about it for a while. About
shitty coaching.
The defensive defenseman being obsolete, but it's more.
I think it's great. It's entertainment.
Sure.
If you got a 2-goal lead in the 04 era when Rhett played, that team went to the final, like to blow a 2-goal lead would be a colossal fuck up. We see it every night now. If there's a big slate of games, someone will blow a 2-goal lead.
Nothing.
Yeah.
It's nothing. If they're not going to have fighting and rough stuff, then this is what we need to make it entertaining, right? Yeah. You don't want to have 2-goal, no fighting and no hitting, and a 2-goal lead being locked down and put away. This is giver.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go back to 2001. That was the year I think Iggy scored 52. And that was like the lowest scoring year of our lives. That was like peak dead puck era is what the nerds will call it. And like the next highest goal scorer had like 43 goals that year and he got robbed to the heart. We all know it. But like the leading defenseman that year, like we're going to see guys at 100 every year. I'm going to sort by D here. Like it's going to be remarkable. Like, Brian Leach, almost a point per game. That's it. Yeah, I thought it'd be lower than that.
But it was a point
Lidstrom, and then no one else got to 60.
Yeah, if you were a 45 to 50 point D man,
you're top 10.
Offensive D man. I had almost 21 year though. Is that good?
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Good.
Sure is.
Especially in that era, right?
Yeah, in that era, it's like
dead puck.
That's like Quinn Hughes numbers today for sure.
Much. Yeah, here it is. So 0102, the highest point total in the league. No D-man got to 60. Sergei Gonchar 59, Nicholas Lidstrom 59, Rob Blake 56, Brian Leach 55.
Hall of Fame.
All Hall of Famers couldn't get to 60 points. Yeah. And now in this league, those same type of talents, you'd be like, oh, those are way over a point per game, guys. Those might be 90 points, maybe 100.
Roundabout way, that's your injury report.
You know what it is?
For McLeod Law.
It's 2 refs. They were missing secondary assists back.
Oh, please. Yeah. They were just really high-scoring games, and everyone had 1 assist. No, wrong. You ever catch those games on ESPN Classic or whatever, like the 04?
Oh, yeah. During the lockout, they had it. They threw them on. They were playing the replays and stuff. I remember sitting on my couch drinking, and I was trying to tweet, and I'm watching. I'm like, ooh.
I think Kristen Anderson, Kristen Olin sat down, I think, with Conroy and maybe Saric to watch one of those games.
Yeah, it was game 7 or
it's got to be the final because Saric was the Lightning at that time.
And they were like, oh my God.
Early pandemic.
Clutching, grabbing, holding, mugging. And
like 2020, when the world ended, that's what we saw all these reruns. Like you played the Jays World Series. You went back and it was like, holy fuck, that was bad hockey.
Yeah,
the guys water skiing through the neutral zone, just hooking guys.
You watch the coverage in the D. Like I get mad about it now in front of the net because it's terrible.
Yeah,
but back then it was murder.
Oh God,
like this, just
UFC in front of the net. Yeah, like
good
no eye gouging, no fish hooks. That's it. That's the only thing in front.
Are they calling it too tight? Has it gone too far the other way?
The question will be because it's always we call it during the regular season, then the playoffs change and it's going to change. Be consistent. I'm fine. The playoffs will be that much more exciting if you're giving up 3-goal leads, right? Like don't. I mean, we'll get frustrated because it'll be a chintzy bullshit call, but I almost would rather that and allow the teams to generate offense and have these swings. Oh, I mean, even that game, what was it? It was the Flames game where they won.
Dallas, they blew 2-goal leads.
Yeah.
2-goal leads. 2-0 and 4-2.
Anyway, so to answer your question, I don't know if they're calling it too tight, but if I'd rather see what they're doing and have these swings and the scoring play out that way and have tighter calls and more penalties, I'm fine with that.
Let's put it this way. If you're up 2-0 after 20 minutes in round 1, if you're the Devils on the Rangers or if you're the Kings on the Oilers, you're not putting shit to bed. You got a lot of work to do still.
Yeah, you're not going to pull.
You're not changing the channel on that. Yeah. No way. Like McDavid's he'll score shorthanded and he'll get another on the power play and someone else will score. This is still a game. They need 2 more if they're going to win.
It's like that Blue Jay game yesterday.
Holy shit.
Protect the lead. Time for the Pinder Report. Presentation of Village Honda Northwest Auto Mall and online. It is the $1 million buy-in event. It continues. Get cash for your vehicle. Village Honda pays top dollar. They'll throw in a tropical cruise to boot. Seymour at villagehonda.com. I was going to say, don't go selling. He's going to take his neighbor's car. Hey, can I borrow your car while I'm in town? Go sell it. Get it.
Hey, I got your cruise. I banged up that car a bit. Why don't you take this cruise?
Get $12,000 in a cruise.
Some bastard in my neighborhood was using my garbage cans, and I got a notice saying you can't put that stuff in the garbage. I'm like, what the?
I'm not putting shit in there. What's happening?
That's a good move.
That is a good move.
Hey, if you're the neighbor, this is great. I could probably get rid of all my shit that I've been hanging on to. Anyway, Village Honda, Northwest Automall, your dealership for life. They present the Pinder Report.
7th to last game of the regular season, fellows, tonight. It is in Vancouver, a big one. One of 2 games left against the Vancouver Canucks for the Calgary Flames. They find themselves in pretty good stead. Let's take a peek at the Flames lines. No changes because, Rhett, they've won 2 in a row.
You can't mess with success, Pinder. You can't mess with it.
7-3-2 in their last 12. That's what swung the tide for Rhett. Let's see if they can make it 8-3-2. And honestly, the lines have been great. I think there's a lot of people that wouldn't lose any tears or sleep if Nick Ritchie was replaced with Jacob Pelche. But to be fair, things are working. I get the coach not rocking the boat. It is Ritchie, Kadri, Dubé, Huberdeau on the backline line with Coleman, and that top line's been good. You said it, Boom. Mangiapane's come back to life playing with Lindholm.
No, the lines are all better. Even that 4th line, which we could ridicule for days on end, has been very effective.
Why has the 4th line been better?
Because of
Walking deep! Anyway, let's take a peek at the Canucks lines.
Come on, Flames. Send me a jersey. I'm back in town. Let's go.
He's a huge fan, guys. He's been supporting you through thick and thin, or
He's
at
had
least
your
for
back
one
the
show.
whole way. Other people,
that's right.
They've fallen off, right?
Here are the
Not
Canucks.
this guy.
Elias Pettersson's been sensational under Tocchet. Great year for him. JT Miller had a mess start to the year. Has been really good under Tocchet. Kuzmenko's been scoring a ton. You noted that. And Anthony Beauvillier has been also contributing, coming back in that Horvat trade. This is a team that has scored with a bunch of ease, considering where they are with the standings. It's the other end of the rink that's caused them problems, at least pre-Tocchet. That's what they're going to look like up front. We talked about OEL and Dermott missing on the back end, as well as Pullman. Here's what, there's the peak of the Paris. Quinn Hughes, Tyler Myers, Brisebois, and Hronek. That was the first rounder they got for Horvat. Swing it over to Detroit. And they get a guy that just came back from injury. Hronek missed about 3 weeks there after the deadline. And Ethan Bear, former Oiler, bouncing around. They got him and seemed to like what he's done. He was mentioned in the general manager's letter to season ticket holders.
Oh, nice. I love the letters.
Yeah, the letter. There's other guys they didn't mention. They mentioned a third pair guy. They must really like him. Agent loves it too. He's got more leverage now. Good work, guys. Canucks under Tocchet have looked like a different group. Not that they didn't look different when Boudreau took over for Travis Green, but here's what you've seen since Rick Tocchet's been behind the bench offensively. We noted JT Miller. That's a good thing. You've inked him for a long time at a lot of money. You need him to play well. Scoring leaders under Tocchet. Look at that. 1.5 per game almost for Elias Pettersson. That's awfully tidy. JT Miller, over a point per game. Quinn Hughes, point per game. Kuzmenko scored a ton. And the Brock Lobster, it's doing all right. But their best players have been their best players under Tocchet. You like to see that if you're the Canucks.
It's not a lot of goals there for Besser necessarily, but
he's
but at least he's contributing, right?
Yeah, if you told me he'd be a helper guy, I wouldn't have believed you. He flirted with 40 his rookie year, and you're like, interesting. And decisions there. He was not mentioned in that letter.
No,
son of a...
Hardly seems fair.
Hardly.
Picking favorites. Correct.
Standings look like this. Let's go to the West. Oilers got a big win last night over LA.
I'm telling you, man.
They passed them. LA still got a game in hand, but they could be a 1 seed in the West if Vegas doesn't take care of business.
But they don't suck, and it sucks.
I don't like it one bit. And really, how many years of McDavid did we expect they'd just fritter away? They're finally starting to,
should see
win some
people
games.
in Buffalo. Talk about McDavid.
Should be a saver.
They tanked so hard that year. That was one of the best tank jobs we've seen in the history of the NHL.
They did. If they had an expiring contract, he was gone for whatever.
A goalie played well, they'd ship him out.
Gone. 2
weeks. I got a 9:30. Get the fuck out of here.
Well,
bring in a third stringer.
Get the hell out of here.
Now,
Tim Murray, right?
Do they win it? Do they win the division? Oilers?
Vegas has game in hand and they're 2 points up. So Vegas is going to have to stub their toe a little. Like, again, that's the similar gap we're talking about with like Nashville and Winnipeg here. Like,
I don't give a shit about that. The problem is that I think they're going to be a very tough out in the playoffs. I want as good as that bastard is, he's going to be even better. There's not everyone in the world can elevate their game, especially when you're that elevated already.
Yeah.
I believe he can.
The gap between him and the second best player in the league is massive.
He scored last night, that shorthanded goal. I don't know if you
Turbo
saw it.
I turned it on immediately just as that happened.
Holy fuck.
Like a cross seam pass. It's at the top of the circles. It's on his stick. 1, 2, 3, 4 strides, and he is just gone.
He's
There's
got a
no one else.
zone.
Yes, there's no one else even
No.
in the fucking screen.
No.
Scores.
One guy scores a goal like that in the whole league. That's it.
Yeah,
My
and nobody
God.
that was watching that was thinking, well, he's not going to score. I hope he scores. You weren't thinking,
It's already
I
in.
hope he scores.
You're already
like,
doing
It's on the board.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're doing the math.
Play the
Okay,
fucking
so it's
music.
2-0. How much time left?
Yeah. He's not even crossed the blue line, and they're
Fuck.
just
Blow the whistle.
let the horn rip.
Yeah, don't ruin the goalie's confidence. Let's go.
And Leon's a mega stud, offensively,
Oh.
one of the most dangerous players in the league. But I always wonder, like, okay, if Connor's not there, he doesn't have 117.
Who made that?
Right? Like,
who
like
made-
he's probably got 100,
Who's
but
the-
like, holy fuck.
Who made that pass to Kane last night?
I
It
didn't
was
see
a
that one.
backhand cross. Don't remember. Anyway, it was pretty good.
I think Kane's playing with Draisaitl and Hyman. So I think it was Draisaitl, you said, Princey? Yeah, that would make sense. All right. So enough about the fucking Oilers. Get the fuck out of that. We showed you the standings.
Round 2, Oilers, we're coming for you.
Do you remember an old friend? Old friend
friends.
making history last night with the Florida Panthers.
It's not a friend.
Not a friend?
I think
Oh,
he's
sorry.
got huge disdain for
Yeah.
us.
I thought he was pretty decent here.
Was-
First since JR to go back-to-back 100-plus point seasons. How did Patrick Kane not do that? That's Matthew Tkachuk, friends, the former Flame. Man, Florida must be running away with that division, right?
They're going to get in, though.
Wow, Pittsburgh wins last night.
I don't think they are going to get in. I think
It's
Pittsburgh
tight.
pulled up their socks a little bit, and I want them out. I'd rather the Panthers, but I don't think they're going to.
They're in a similar spot to the Flames. I think the climb might be a little harder, though.
It's tougher for Florida.
Yeah. There's your look at the East right there. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate that. I mean, it's a bit of ground to make up. They'll have a tie break if you look at the wins column, I imagine. But you got a game in hand and you're behind them.
Those comments that Keith Tkachuk had were tremendous.
And they've won 2 in a
Yeah.
row since back-to-back nights.
I know you threw some of them on there the other day, but I mean, he torched.
He eviscerated
the Panthers.
them. Yes, he
Just
aerated
crushed
his
them.
son's team.
Yeah.
And not only did he eviscerate them, he's like, I watch the Senators all the time. Why can't they work hard like the Senators do? Senators aren't going anywhere. At least they work. He just called them soft, lazy, entitled divas. It was impressive stuff.
It's tough, and the beach is there, and you got the bikinis, and you got the water.
How do you play
and
with
the
sunburn under your
boats,
gear?
and
I don't get it.
it's
And
hard.
Alex is upset because he says, look at those loser points that Pittsburgh has. Ottawa's
Yeah.
only got 5. Penguins, they got 10. Like, it's sore.
Well, hey, is there a 3-on-3 league the Senators can join? That'd be awesome. Hey, you just do shootouts on 3-on-3?
37 wins.
We'll move along. Tonight's schedule in the NHL, light slate. But yeah, Flames fans, pay attention. 2 of them are absolutely titanic clashes if you consider the Western playoff chase. Of course,
Yep.
Flames and Canucks at 8. Prior to that, Wings and Jets.
Go get your white Colonel popcorn, pop a bowl.
Is it
get on the-
unhulled?
Get on the couch.
All right, good.
Pour yourself a drink.
done.
Get settled in.
Hullis.
Let's go.
Hullis White Kernels.
I'm going to order some right now.
What's it called again?
What's that place called?
Early's.
Early's. Yeah, that's right.
Early's in Sask. Let's go.
Battle of New York. Next year, this will be better, Rhett, because the Sabres will be in the mix. But
Yeah, no thanks.
don't really care about that. Wings. Everyone's a Wings fan tonight if you're in Calgary. They're in Winnipeg to open that 5-game homestand for the Jets. 8 o'clock, big game in Vancouver. And Dallas against Arizona. That Central's pretty tight, Dino. That's going to be fun watching that one down the stretch. Okay, next up, staying with hockey, but not the NHL. Calgary Hitmen.
Can I say something? You
Please do.
do realize that you can get prescription sunglasses.
They're very expensive, I'm sure. Yeah.
I got a guy.
You got a guy?
Deggy.
I thought
Deggy boy.
didn't I need to find him?
Are
an
you fucking
optometrist?
welding? Look at yourself right
Deggy
now.
Pop.
Jesus.
I get Deggy Pop. Send you some. Sasker.
How does he know my
He'll-
subscription?
He doesn't know anyone's. He
Subscription.
pretends to be an optometrist. He'll just send you what he thinks is good.
Oh, yeah, you're squinting hard. Look like a +4. Yep, let's go.
All my buddies, that's what he does. They go in to get glasses. and
Just look
they
at the
get 'em
letters.
And their one is,
What do you see?
dude, this is no good. Wow.
Okay, now look at the centerfold. How many moles do you see?
It's
Okay, yeah,
close
you're
enough.
+3. Calgary Hitmen. You're going to like this. Now, Dean, I need you paying attention here. I know you're trying to.
Sorry, I'm ordering
Now,
popcorn.
if I told you it was a best of 7 in the WHL playoffs between the Red Deer Rebels and the Calgary Hitmen, how would you describe your emotions?
I just want to see good hockey.
Oh, please.
Incorrect answer.
I just want to see.
You're a Red
Obviously, I'm very excited would be the correct answer.
Obviously, I'm very excited.
They start tonight in Red Deer, and we'll play again this weekend. They're coming back to Calgary. Let's take a look at the schedule. This is good stuff. We got a really good slate of junior playoff hockey.
Can I give you some insight here?
I will, because it's coming, and I know you got it. Let's first look at the dates here. So they're at home Monday, Wednesday at the Dome are the Hitmen. Friday, Saturday, they start in Red Deer. Red Deer's had a phenomenal season. Game 6, if necessary. Make it one of those Sunday fun day games. Okay, Rhett, lead us in, because I know where you're going.
Well, the DUG went and watched the Blades.
Sold out.
Sold out. Great
Last 2
atmosphere.
games of the regular season for the Saskatoon Blades happen to be against?
Connor Bedard and the Regina Pats.
That is correct. And who are Connor Bedard and the Regina Pats playing in round 1 of the WHL playoffs?
The Saskatoon Blades.
Correct. So let's go to that. After selling out the final 2 games of the regular season in Saskatoon, there is hope that after 30,000 fans nearly passed through the wickets in the last 2 games of the regular season, they keep doing that for the playoffs.
Damn it, I wish I owned that team.
It's the only time in the last 10 years you've wished you'd own that fucking team.
That is the only team. You're right.
Like, now's the time.
But I mean, at least
can you
Connor,
make up for
at
8
least-
years of losses in 2 weeks?
I don't feel bad for Bedard because he's going to make enough money, but at least Connor's getting like $80 every other week to play. That's good.
So here's a picture, and look, if you're listening, we'll explain to you. The lower bowl only has singles in Saskatoon, and that's a big barn. That is not a Western League barn. It is a 13, 14,
Well, the
15,000
Blues were
seat.
moving there.
Were they? Interesting.
Well, Bill Hickok.
Upper deck only, less than 5,000 seats left. Expect huge crowds in Saskatoon for Bedard Mania. Love to see it.
So listen, Doug went and watched that young lad.
Yep.
And so we were sitting having a beer last night, and he was explaining to me how, he wasn't happy with the emotion of the game. He said, and then I said, well, what about Bedard? He said, well, he's good. And we had the Oilers game on. He goes, but he's not as good as that guy. And I'm like, well, great.
He's not the most talented player ever.
Oh, really?
Oh, fuck.
Wow. Isn't that something? Thank
what
you,
a bar
Doug.
to be measured by. This kid playing basketball is pretty good, but you know what? I don't think he's as good as
Doug,
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Doug's take. Yeah, he's good in tight spaces, but he doesn't have that game that McDavid does.
That's 2 Warners on the record. Bit overblown. A little bit overblown.
Wow.
Yeah. It's not under the rug, right, Dean? Is that
That's rough. That's rough.
We got another, I believe, one more Blades in Pat's graphic, I think. I have no idea what the fuck it is.
Is it when I absolutely
No, we've had them both. That's good. Thank you.
cross-checked? Who was it? Oh, I went
For the Pats?
Mulligan. Yeah, I got hit in front of the bench in Regina, and Mulligan screamed, "Get that guy!" And I took my stick. He was skating away from me. I went like this. They brought it up over his face.
Oh, dear.
Big brawl afterwards.
You're a dirty prick, eh?
You're out, buddy.
You're a dirty prick.
Yeah.
Also,
What is that called when you do that move? You put it in front of them.
you just rake their face
Yeah,
with a stick? I don't know what
Dick.
that's called.
That's a dick move.
That's a huge Richard move. Yeah. Want to give a shout out to old pals of the Pinder Report. The Penticton V's wrapped up one of the most dominant seasons in the history of ever.
No.
They
I'm
start
not standing
tonight
for this.
at home.
Shut his mic off. This is bullshit. I got a nephew playing for the competition, and you're going to promote the V's? Get the
Look at this.
spoiled,
Oh,
spoiled, rotten bastards. They got a bunch of ex-NHL kids on there. They all went together so they could hang out and travel and watch their kids play together. This is brutal. It's a conspiracy. They're cheating the system. Something's going on in Penticton.
That's a nice winning percentage. That's all I'll say.
50 wins. How they lose
53-1.
It's tradition of the Trail Smoke Eaters. You know what? You know who would be pissed off at you?
The Trail Smoke Eaters.
Ray Ferraro.
Wild
Yeah,
Bill
Ray.
Hickok.
Yeah.
Ray Ferraro would be appalled at your
Yeah, that's
bullshit
fine.
today.
Yeah. Well, Ray actually didn't. Ray played for both teams, I think. Was Ray not a
I thought Ray
Penticton?
Ray's
Nice.
parents own the grocery store in Trail.
They do. That's right.
It's a beautiful
And in
spot.
Roslyn, yeah,
Dean, you'd
Ferreros,
love it.
yeah.
I would love it.
They got a
It's
good,
great.
nice little ski resort there.
Yeah.
I love Trail Smoke Eaters. I'm sorry they have to face this gauntlet of the Penticton V's. Shouts.
They lost to him last year, but they were the only team to beat him.
You better see
a
what
game
else
or
you got
two.
in your script there, because you watch yourself.
I'm
He's
sorry.
very sensitive today.
I am, or he is?
He is, yeah.
Okay. Well, am I allowed to talk baseball? Yesterday was opening day.
Big day. I love baseball.
Oh, it's great. And you know what? Like, there's a lot of baseball. There's 162, and one of 162 ain't everything. But God, it's good to have baseball back. Aaron Judge went deep yesterday, early in the afternoon.
First swing of the year.
Oh, must be. Get that lumber off your shoulder. Gone again.
Let's go.
On pace for 162. Have a season, would you?
Yeah.
And the Angels, like the star power. Ohtani coming off that WBC win. Trout. I mean, the Angels are still the Angels, guys. 10 strikeouts from Ohtani, they lose 2-1. The poor bastard. And he's a free agent next year. Yeah. And you know he's so polite and wonderful.
Come
but
to
he's
Toronto.
thinking, like, what
Canada.
more can I do? What more? I'm an all-star outfielder, and I'm an ace. What more can I do?
He's going to love that short porch and right.
I got asked last night by my brother, is that the best athlete in the world right now?
It's got to be.
It's got to be, right?
It's got to be.
I mean, he's doing Babe Ruth things better than Babe Ruth did them. That's like, we're talking 100 years ago. Maybe like you could tell me Deion Sanders, like you're playing center field for the Braves and you're, playing both offense and defense for the Dallas Cowboys. I'll listen to that. Bo Jackson, I'll listen to that. But you can only name 4 or 5 guys in a century doing what these guys are doing.
Yeah, he's pretty special.
It's unbelievable.
Tough loss, though.
Well, they had a nice highlight as well.
Or did he take a non-decision? I don't know when
it's a no decision for him. Yeah. He left. It was 1-0. They gave him 1 run of support, 10 fucking strikeouts. And of course, the budget A's, whose payroll is $18, ground out a 2-1 win in Oakland in a football stadium.
Grinding.
Fucking Oakland.
Does he bat when he pitches?
This is quite a grab, though, right?
Yeah, watch this. This is something. So he turns the wrong way, Rhett. Can't see it. Just throws the glove out. Hunter Renfroe.
He was a great Raider.
Caught everything.
Yeah.
Speaking of, yeah.
So good.
Now see this again, because like once you watch it again, you'll watch where his head is. He's read it wrong, and he knows it's going the wrong way, and he just throws an arm at it. It's quite impressive. And again, this is the kind of like the Angels still can't win. 10 Ks in this catch.
Now see, Warner, you could pull this off just because of your arms. Right? Just throw it out there. It's a hell of a grab. Hell of a grab.
2 hits allowed in 6 innings, 10 Ks, no decision.
Son of a...
Still an Angel. Sorry about that, Shohei. Very sorry about that. The Blue Jays game was fucking insane. Like insane. Our first Blue Jays graphic. So this is a win probability chart. This shows like the score and the time and how likely a team is to win.
Too. Good.
Yeah, science. Let's have a look at it. This is a fucking like watching Zadorov. Look at this shit. It's all Jays.
How much have you had to drink?
St. Louis. Jays, St. Louis, Jays, St. Louis, Jays, St. Louis, Jays.
Oh, now you don't want to swear? You were the worst when this started.
I really was.
Very horny.
Right.
To swear.
Let's swear for no reason.
Yeah.
Had a swear jar.
Then I was very mad over all the swearing.
That wasn't you. Then the Flames started playing porn. He started swearing all the fucking time.
Wow,
crazy game, though.
Emotional.
To your point.
Yeah, like look at the chart. It's nuts. And it's the first time ever, let's go to the next slide, that a team has overcome deficits in the 6th, 7th, and 8th innings. So
Interesting.
Are allowing go-ahead runs in the 6th, 7th, and 8th, and on the road and still won. Actually, not the first time ever. The St. Louis Browns on September 20, 1938.
Good squad.
Love the
They were
Browns.
really good. Epic.
Yeah. And we also had this call. It's early, right? So some guys are late to camp. They're building up. You know who's in midseason form? The umpires. Have a look at this there, Dino. This is, I mean, you got to be dialed in.
Jesus.
One more day closer to robot umpires. Look at this shit. You got a foot-long sub between that pitch and the strike zone, and he doesn't even hesitate. He pumps out the fist. Look at this. Look at that. Ha!
It's coming.
They're so bad.
It's because of Simber's delivery. See, you're kind of...
And Kirk's way off. I mean, he's framing the plate wrong. I mean, there's excuses all over. You know who doesn't fucking get it wrong? The goddamn robots.
He's right.
Holy.
I don't know if his vocabulary needs to be that way, but he's right in his
I'm getting a little fired up here. And look, the Jays get a huge favor here.
Guy.
I think we don't have the swear jar.
Yeah. Someone's getting rich if we had one of those. Or getting poor if they were donating every time we swear.
Correct.
See how that works.
Yeah.
Finally, Rhett, I don't know why you left home. especially when you just finished this masterpiece in your backyard. And like, you know how it is in Buffalo. It's not the ritziest of places. You got some above ground pools, but just as he finishes his perfect man cave, Rhett decides to fly the coop and come back to Calgary. I don't really get it. I don't know why that is.
See, I didn't know Rhett was very handy.
Oh, I'm handy.
He probably paid some. He's got handy buddies.
Hire a guy to do it.
So here it is. Look at this. So there's this classic Buffalo, right?
Man builds bar in backyard to get away from wife.
So we're in the backyard here. Look, look at that. It's got a little patio.
Oh, look at those little
This looks good. Holy, Bill's flag.
Ah,
Yeah.
Look at this. There's the house. Above
there's
ground
the
pool.
above ground
pool.
We're in Buffalo for sure here.
The
The Bills bar. He's got football on. There's more Bills logos.
Where is this?
This is your backyard. Why are you leaving? Just as the contractors finish this, you come back to Calgary. Embarrassing stuff. Jim Kelly jersey on the wall.
Wow.
Like, you put all that money, capital, time, resources, effort into that, and then you come back to Calgary.
I wanted to see if the Bills would win this year. I wanted to be there live, and they effed it up.
So. We'll be there for opening kickoff with you next year, week 1. How's that
the
sound?
schedule out yet?
Look at this. Like, how much? You don't even need to go
good.
home. You stumble in at 3 a.m. You can sleep in there if you want.
Oh, well, I would never leave there.
No. It's got a fridge, cold drinks, stools everywhere.
Aussie Brad's not as impressed, though. His spread is all right.
Well, you know what? You can't do open air in Buffalo. You know that.
Yeah, it's
The winters are too harsh.
Unless you have a football stadium.
You got 15-foot snow drifts in there.
Unless you're playing
An
football.
above ground pool.
Yeah.
So, Rhett, congrats on the addition to the
Thank
place
you.
in Buffalo,
I
and
put a lot
welcome
of
home.
effort
That's
into
your
that.
Pinder report.
There you go. Pinder Report brought to you by Village Honda, Northwest Ottawa, online at Village Honda. I think you're safe. You can do it. Book that detailing package for your vehicle now, starting at just $79.95. Clean that winter grime off and keep it off.
Ugh.
Details online, villagehonda.com. Your dealership for life is Village Honda. The above ground pool.
That's a Buffalo thing, right?
It kind of is, right? It's kind of one of those
There's
things
a
where-
lot. People have started to put them in the ground, but you still, when you're flying over, you get a nice view of all the above grounds. Absolutely.
Now, LA is the same, except they're fancy pants. They got them into the backyards, right?
Right,
Like
yeah.
they're down. I don't know what it is. Just cost-effective people in Buffalo.
Yeah, frugal.
The winter
Very
a little
frugal.
better above ground. I don't know
Yeah.
how it works.
Now, I got a text from someone who's, I think a lot of people are happy that you're back and they're excited to see it. But one guy is excited to maybe see the shoveler.
Oh, good.
And that's Justin over at Vina Nova.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll
wow.
bring the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin
I'm sure
at
she's got something scheduled. Old Justin.
I wonder if she accidentally buys 2 rings like Rhett does airplane seats. Like, whoops!
Oh,
Oh, shoot! That custom
know.
one. Oh, wow.
I can't believe Justin didn't catch that.
I guess
what
I'll
are you
keep
gonna do?
I guess I'll have 2 rings. I got lots of fingers.
He's really got to work on that customer service. He sold me 2. I had no idea. Vina Nova, by the way, Calgary's only lab-grown diamond specialist. They specialize exclusively in the lab-grown diamonds. And maybe it's just because we've been talking about Vina Nova. I'm starting to see more of it, whether it's on social media or you see it in print. This is Justin was
things are going, buddy.
Yeah, he got in at the right time. This is where it's going. Savings, massive savings, as much as 80% off. In some cases, it's just that's what you're talking about. 80% off compared to what you'd be paying for mined diamonds.
Same composition, Dino. It's compressed carbon.
Composition. If you want to custom make one, you can do so. Get in there. It'll take a few weeks to get it done, but you could do that as well. And when you walk in the door, it's everything there is lab grown, so you know what you're dealing with. You know what you're looking at. They specialize in it. 2nd floor at Stephen Avenue Place. And we've all, some of us more than others, have done some work with Vina Nova and have come away
It's a huge hit.
with hugely appreciative significant others.
I was gonna say, like, we're all happy with the bottom line on this when you're saving 80%, but more importantly, the better halves have been thrilled with
the life result,
lovely diamonds.
The life results.
That's
are
right.
are the real benefit.
But I'll tell you what, this is one of those things because I went and got something for the woman that I live with. And then when people make it, oh, wow, is that ever nice? Is that ever... You do kind of puff your chest up a little bit. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I got a guy in the diamond
It does
biz.
look pretty good, hey?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he got it for me for Christmas. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, promo code barn burner. Yep.
So if you want to, walk around like we do with our chest all friggin' puffed out.
Out peacocking.
Yeah, peacocking, strutting about. VinaNova.com.
Do it.
Go see Justin. He'll hook you up. And I think it's a 2-hour booking that the Shoveler has, like
Yeah.
2 to 4 or something tomorrow.
Oh,
I'm not
boy.
sure what you guys have,
Go ahead.
have set up there, but that's all good. It's all good.
Who's going to make? Who's happier about the return? Like who's celebrating the return of Rhett?
The nice thing is
because Greg just gave you a bunch of free, but you're not. That's just an appetizer.
Greg gave me food, which led me to drink, which is wonderful. That's the excitement I felt. The Shoveler, and I guarantee she has all kinds of things planned, and I know nothing.
It's
about
mapped out.
It's she's got it all figured out.
The milk route has been planned for weeks. I'm guaranteed.
She knows the people she's got to go see.
Yeah.
So the whole family came. So the Shoveler will be doing her things. You said, now, is there maybe one of the boys who's not as jacked up?
The oldest has a girl that he thinks he's dating. So
back home.
Yeah, back in Buffalo. And that's, you know what, young love, right?
Absence makes the heart grow fonder. He'll only be more in love.
No, you hang up. No, you hang up.
Oh,
no,
so
I can't.
So yesterday, for example, my youngest went to school in the morning because his class had some fancy. He really wanted to go, and they start school at 7:30 in the morning. There, stupid. Anyway, so we didn't subject the other two to getting up that early. Get in the truck, take the young guy to he goes, "Oh, Dad, I screwed up. I forgot the note." I'm like, "What?" Yeah, Luke wanted me to give a note to Liv because he wrote a note for.
You said the names too. He's just gonna get torched now.
Whatever. Whatever.
He was playing it cool today at the breakfast table.
Oh, he's cool.
Yeah. I had to pick up furniture this morning. I was by Rhett's house. Like, I may as well zip you in. I'm already down here. The boys were jacked to be back.
And there will be some deadbeat loser friends of yours who are pumped to have you back too, right?
Mine.
Yeah.
Who's
Hey, so when are you getting in? When are we gonna go and get loser drunk?
I got a bonfire. When are you coming over? I feel like his 9 till 2 a.m.s have been booked pretty steady for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, you're gonna need to leave town just to get a rest.
I might need to have a dry out period at some point. No, I'm up for it. I'm okay.
Sure. Very nice.
Yeah, okay.
He's an athlete. He's limber. He can adjust to his.
I stepped on the scale today. I had stepped on it since August. 8 pounds lighter.
Attaboy.
It's because I had to take care of myself.
This prick, I haven't seen him since last summer. I walk in. Oh, gray hair. You sure gotten gray.
Yeah, he didn't say hello. He didn't say gray hair. It's not your name, but okay.
Yeah.
I thought about dyeing mine. I think I said that on the show.
I can't.
Not the hair, the beard. I thought about because it's very white.
Oh, the salt and pepper beard's money.
It's not salt and pepper. It's white.
It's George Clooney shit. You're dialed. You got that salt and pepper beard. Let's go.
George Clooney.
I think if you let it grow, it's not as good. But if it's fairly tight,
keep it tight.
It's just kind of it's very sophisticated.
Yeah, well, that's me.
Yeah,
that is you.
That's right.
Deep.
That's right. You know what? We'll do it next week. I brought it up earlier this week. Hearing Loss Clinic, hearingloss.ca. They had hooked us up with a Lindholm signed jersey a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
we've got the Huberdeau signed jersey, and we'll be giving that one away. We'll be doing that on social media here over the next, let's say next week, next Friday.
Take your pal. Someone's got to win it.
I'm thinking Huberdeau's going to get us 12 points in the next 7 games.
I lost the bet where I took 100 and over, and my buddy took 99.5 and under. That's, so far.
Hey,
so
7
far.
games. 7 games. It's not over yet.
It is not over yet.
Gonna need a bit of a run though.
Gonna have to tuck aside a brown belt for that fellow on the side.
Get hot.
Let's go.
So yeah, watch our social media plus theirs as well, and you see it their social media accounts. They got the Twitter, they got the Instagram.
They're working it. They're busy. They're great follow. Lots going on there.
Yeah.
Giving away stuff, having fun.
At The Hearing Loss on Twitter, The Hearing Loss Clinic on Instagram. And maybe we need to run the gauntlet with you. We can take you to, we'll get your ears checked out, do some,
I was digging
snoring.
I was digging
Dr.
in.
J.
Do they clean your ears? Because I better do that first before I go in there. I was digging in there the other day. It's not good.
I know. Because they say
it's like fishing in a bad swamp. He's pulling up boots and shit.
Potatoes falling out. And you're not supposed to, right? Aren't you? You're just supposed to.
Yeah, but when it's when you itch it and it's just it goes from here to like it just.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I think you get rid of that.
Have you ever had where you just maybe you're in the kitchen or you're doing something, then it's like you feel something, it's like, plunk, and it like falls onto the counter.
One of those 5-pin bowling balls. Where'd that come from?
What the hell's that? Oh, just some shit in my
Throw it
ear.
in the soup.
Hearing Loss Clinic, Travis Rhodes and the guys, they've got 4 Calgary locations. They got more in BC, but for Calgary purposes, 4 locations to best serve you. Hearing loss, hearing impairment, it can happen to anybody, regardless of age, regardless of gender. They are a 2022 Chamber of Commerce Professional Services Excellence Award winner.
What he said.
Something like that.
Kind of.
That's
Professional Services Excellence Award winner. Means they're very good at what they do. Calgary, they give back. Love Calgarians, and gonna have that nice little uniform to give away.
Frickin' Princey doesn't turn down my headsets. I need to go in there.
I know, yeah.
You got him on boober volume? That's no good.
No.
I got to get in there soon.
So we got Bonton done. We got to get this guy a set of wheels for 3 weeks. That's going to get taken care of, I believe.
No. It's 6 weeks at least.
6 weeks you're here?
Flames are making the playoffs. I ain't leaving.
Could we put you on the record for that? Because I've seen some hocus pocus shit with you before.
I'll come and go, but I won't leave. Well, I guess that means.
See what you're saying, but okay. I think I know what that means.
I'll be around.
So if they get in and you were planning to be back, you will return.
I'm not. Yes.
Okay. What did he say? I don't know what he said.
I'm gonna leave, but I'm not gonna go. How does
it's
that work?
lawyers. It's lawyer jargon. You got.
This is like you making playoff picks.
It's a preamble.
He just took both sides of it. He said he was leaving and he wasn't leaving.
Yeah,
Same thing. And everyone's like nodding, like, yeah, he's fooled everyone.
I got it written down. It'll be clipped and put out later.
Okay. I'm not going. I might leave, but I'm not going.
I might leave, but I'm not getting out of here.
That's right. Okay, fair enough. A reminder before we'll get to our Betway Bets of the day and move on. But Tourism Jasper, we've been talking about it. Now you can really feel it.
Oh yeah.
So like skiing, how much time we got left?
You'd be surprised. This is the best time of year to go skiing. I'm not messing about. Like you've got longer daylight hours, warmer temperatures. You can have your lunch outside. You beer, boots, outdoors, sunshine.
Tell me
longer runs. It's beautiful. Still more snow coming in the mountains.
If that guy that looks like a ski bum doesn't know what he's talking about, nobody does.
Well, that's why I went there.
Skiing this weekend. Let's go.
There you go.
Get out there.
Tourism Jasper, skiing in the spring in Jasper. It's hard to beat. Ski Marmot Basin, they have the escape card. It's been available all season long. Half price lift tickets. Still, they're just going to go right through, start to finish. Conditions are great. Some of the new terrain is open, has been open for a little while. If you've been in the early part of the season, there's something new there for you. Drinks on the patio. So, yeah, also one of those things. Like
it's the best time of year for skiing, guys. And like in the city, we're done with winter. It's perfect up there right now.
There you go. Oh. And that's just one of the many things you can do in Jasper. They got the Sky Tram, the golf course, of course, is going to be opening up in a
JPL
6-8 weeks, something like that. Book your summer camping spot, backcountry, front country, all of that you can do online.
Get ready.
Tourism Jasper, venture beyond. You're going skiing, are you?
That's the plan. I got some shit to sort out, but yeah.
He'll get so twisted up today, he won't be able to do anything.
No, I'm okay. Yeah.
Does anyone else know about your plans to go skiing?
I've been told we're skiing. So now
I see.
So okay, then for sure he's skiing.
Yeah, the warden said we're skiing, so we're skiing.
Gotcha. And what about you? What are you doing this weekend?
God, I know. I don't know. I got to watch young Dax in his final weekend of provincials out in Strathmore.
Really?
Going to go to one of those games. Yeah.
Still playing? Where's he playing? What's he playing?
I haven't a clue. I'm guessing it's a Bow Valley type of thing.
Just keep your eyes on that too many men scenario. Right?
I will.
Keep those refs in line.
Is Trevor on the bench, or
I think Trevor is.
Trevor.
We gotta remember there's people downstairs.
Yeah, last time we had a drinky show that became.
What time do they start?
Well, they're open bright and early. Yeah.
Oh, for Christ's
sake. Days are open. Yeah.
Maybe I'll go get my hair dyed.
It's the first thing you noticed.
Yeah. Oh, somebody's gray. Hey, Rhett.
It's not a knock. It's not. You just said how it's great to have salt and pepper. Well,
plenty.
Quit whining about it. You're good.
Yeah, sure. Real good. Let's do our Betway Bets of the day.
Let's do
it. Flames are playing in Vancouver tonight.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's one of a number of games.
Is that the West Coast?
It's on the West Coast.
Okay. Is that the left coast? Yeah.
Best coast, they say. Betway Bets of the day. Get that Betway app. Put it on your phone. Play along. Be 19. Be responsible. Have some fun. Just make your life more exciting. I've got a couple of the pre-built bets. Actually, you know what? I guess the first one's a pre-built. Okay. Over 6.5 goals and a Lindholm point.
Ooh, high scoring. High scoring.
I feel high scoring tonight. I do.
Markstrom.
Plus 140 for a Lindholm point and over 6.5. The Vancouver Canucks have the 32nd ranked penalty kill.
That doesn't sound good.
Yeah. Give me Rasmus Anderson for a power play point plus 250. I like that one. Not so sure about the other one. 6.5. It's a lot of goals, but let's go Rasmus plus 250 for a power play.
You and I are singing like the Isley Brothers, like perfect harmonies, all that beautiful stuff. I got the Anderson power play point as well.
Come on.
Plus 250 is way too big of a number when you're up against the worst penalty kill in the league. Rasmus has been playing great of late. And the man advantage has not been the impediment that it was in the middle third of the season. I also really like Andrew Mangiapane to keep her going. He's playing with Toffoli and Lindholm. All he needs a point. Almost even money.
Yeah.
Did they win a high-scoring game against the Canucks? I feel like if Daryl has his look, I mean, it's not gone.
I'll be drinking again on Monday if they lose.
Yeah, like I think you want a 3-1 game, not a 6-5 game if you're looking for a win, don't you?
Whatever.
Take it. You'll take anyone you get.
About 8-1 Flames. Let's go.
8-1.
Let's see here. Those are our Betway bets of the day. For those of you that are playing along,
it's either a crippling loss or the biggest win of the year. Buckle up, Flames fans.
Yeah. And are the Canucks in that same? Do you think they're, like you said, talking?
Oh, they got to be tight. Yeah.
Let's screw these guys. Let's get
for sure. That's the message.
They're having fun
for sure.
To Rhett's point, the Cabo is booked.
Yeah.
Their last game is April 15th, and on the 17th, which resort is it? Oh, you guys are there? Yeah, we're 2 down. Yeah. We'll lay towels in the middle, and the kids can play beach volleyball.
What boat do you want to rent? The 100-footer, the 120?
You said you cut. Was it mahi there, or was it sailfish? Oh, both? Amazing. Yeah, bigger boat. We'll invite
a bigger boat because I don't want to be on one of those ones.
Investors can come too.
When the whale lands on it, I want to survive.
Bigger the boat, the less seasick. Let's go bigger boat.
They're scoring goals, gentlemen.
They've scored all year.
St. Louis, they had 5.
Lost.
4 versus Chicago, 3 against Dallas, 7 against San Jose, scored 3 against Vegas, only mustered 2 against the Ducks, but then before 5, 3, 4, 4. They're putting the puck in the net.
All season. This is a team that can score. And you know what? Demko has been hurt most of the season and just okay when he's been healthy. And the blue line might be the worst of the NHL.
Do the Flames only play tonight or do they play Sunday too?
They play tonight, Sunday, Anaheim. Do you want to do that afterburner? We haven't assigned roles yet.
Is it an afternoon game or a night?
6 p.m.
Well, that's not bad.
WrestleMania.
No more excuses. It is a 2-day event. I saw people tweeting about it. It's a Saturday's got a big slate and then Sunday as well. But I feel like the Sunday's an earlier start. Maybe not.
Do you think the tribal chief is finally going to drop the strap?
Who?
That's right.
Is that wrestling related or is
it's the Bushwhackers? What are we talking about?
The American Nightmare might just be the guy to do it. I've oddly gotten back into it a little bit because my kids kind of gotten into it. The show,
they put on a performance.
It is really unbelievable.
You know when wrestling's at its best is when there's someone pushing the WWE. And when there's no competition, they get lazy and the stories get meh. But like AEW is pushing, and it reminds me of when it was WCW back in the day. It's like, you better be on your game or they're going to take your lunch.
Well, we had that clip the other day. We tell you, but they had us taken off the old internet. Sorry for showing Darren McCarty getting power bomb through a TV or through a table, I guess.
Ouch.
I don't know why we. If you're one of those and if somebody's playing your highlights, wouldn't you just be happy?
Yeah. So you're getting it out there. Wasn't that their old saying that any publicity?
Would it be like, hey, how about here's another highlight? Would you play this one for us?
Hey, we were talking about your event that will get more people to subscribe and watch your event. Stop it now! Get it down!
I wouldn't have heard about that event if I hadn't been watching these guys post. They're not allowed to.
I'll take it.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Bad marketing. Well, that's it for today. We are all I guess this is for the next little bit. This is how we do things.
Well, Flames F it up. I'm leaving.
You're not coming in, yeah.
But if they make the playoffs, he's not leaving unless he's gone. He'll come back.
Then he'll be
or something like that.
Something like that.
Around. I'll be around.
I'll be gone, but I won't be leaving.
I'll be
make the playoffs.
Get a win tonight. Get a win, just so it really tightens shit up here, right?
That third period against the LA Kings. Well, not even third. Like that game. That's the best wet blanket they've done with a lead all year.
I said to Pinder on the way in because he picked me up. I said, if they ever step foot back in the playoff race or in the top 8, they won't give it up. Tonight could be the night.
Could be tonight.
And here's the thing. Not so much against Vancouver because we've been playing pretty well. But if you do lose, you've got the Canucks, then the Ducks, then the Blackhawks. If that game against, and then you play Winnipeg. If that game suddenly against Winnipeg doesn't mean as much because you lost to the Ducks or the Blackhawks, shame on you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. To your point, if everything else, it can be ancient history. If with 7 games left, you now want to take care of the business you should be. We'll let you off the hook for all that other shit.
Forget the rest. Clean slate.
Just got to take 6 months off. All you got to do is play 7.
And you know what you just talked about? That is what Winnipeg's thinking. Like, I don't think this Flames group is thinking about, man, we can't fuck this up. I really believe the Jets are thinking, man, we can't fuck this up. They got a 5-game homestand. They just lost to the Sharks. They got shutout on the road. Ehlers on the third line. Coaches calling out veterans. Scheifele and Wheeler not seeing eye to eye. Connor's not scoring. Hellebuck's, they're riding him like he's the only goalie they've ever heard of.
That barn
They've got
tight.
all kinds of pressure.
If Detroit makes it 1-0, it's a lead. Andrew Kopp goes in and scores against the Jets.
Patrick David Perron. Kopp would be good, wouldn't it?
Well, that's going to do it. That's Barn Burner. We thank you to all the sponsors who make this show possible. We ask that you support them. When we tell you about Mad Rose, and we tell you about Bonton and Hope Street and all that, we hope that you do go out and take our word for it, that they are good people. Support those clients.
You need a truck, you go see Surge.
Go see Surge.
You need a sedan, you go see our boys at Village. Let's go.
Help them out. Help us out. Help you out. Subscribe, like, follow, tell a friend.
5-star.
5-star. Thumbs up. Is that the like? I think so. Something like that. Just do all that stuff. And we'll be back next week. That's it, buddies.
2 of us will see you on Sunday. We'll figure out who.
Yeah, and the Oilers, like I said, they suck, but they don't suck, so they suck even more.
All right.
It's annoying, isn't it?
There it is. See you, buddies.